Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Joyce Whitman, and I am with Stampin' Scrapper. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I'm just going to go ahead and go on here. Whoops. And see, make sure everything is going well on my, my Facebook. I need to turn off the volume on my computer. Let's see, make sure I'm going. Oh, I am. There it is. Yay. And you know what? I better turn off the volume on my watch too. Well, hi everyone. I'm so glad you could join me. I have with, blah, blah, blah. Let's try this again. It's been a long day. Sorry about that. I did my catalog kickoff last weekend, and it was so much fun. If you guys weren't able to make it, it's fine. I missed you guys though, but you can go back. They're on my Facebook page, and I am going to hopefully get those onto YouTube this week. But when I did that, one of the demonstrations I was talking about was the Sweet You're a Peach suite in the new Stampin' Up! Annual catalog. Well, I want to quick show you the picture. This is the picture. It's on page 60 and 61 in the new catalog. And this right here, I saw those lids and I'm like, how did they do that? How did they get those lids? And I kept looking at it and I'm like, well, it looks like the paper that's in the suite. And let me tell you, look at this beautiful designer series paper in this pack. It is gorgeous, just so pretty. And so I'm like, okay, that looks like the paper, but how did they do it? So I started playing with it, and then I was telling my friends on Facebook about how I did it. And I got a couple of emails and said, can you please do a Facebook Live and show us how you did it? So what I did for my demonstration was I showed them, this is the box. These are our cute little craft boxes that you can get. And I decorated them. And I did it with the flowers and the leaves. But it fits perfect. One of these little jars that comes in the suite with the peach set. You can get it as a combination, a collection. And so that way you would get the stamp set, the dies, the designer series paper, and these cute little jars. You will get 6 of them at a time in a box. So I was looking at those and I decided I wanted to make this and I needed to figure out how to do this. So this is what I came up with, and I think it worked out pretty well. So what you're going to do is, and I'm going to show you how I decorated this. I'm going to show you how I did this, and I'm going to show you another trick. Tonight you get 2 for 1 on the shading on this peach. Now I'm not going to go ahead and decorate all of this because a lot of it is self-explanatory. You tie the ribbon around, but there are a couple tricks I want to show you. So anyway, this is plastic. It looks glass, but it's not. It's plastic, so which is good because with me, I'm clumsy. I'd probably break it. Drop it and it would break. But it is food safe, so you can put food in it. So the first thing I did was I decided what paper I was going to use. So tonight I decided I'm going to use this for going around, and I'm going to use this for my lid. Now, to wrap it around, this is 1 3/4 by 8 inches. Now for me, it was easier to do this first before I did the lid. So I'm going to show you how I did that. I went ahead and before I did anything so you're going to take your bone folder and you're going to want to go like this and work on stretching the fibers of the paper. Now you want to make sure that you're going on the side that is going to go against your jar, because see how it's already starting to curl like I want it? So do it gentle. You don't want to do it too hard or you'll rip your paper. So I went ahead and I did that, and see, it's going to be a lot easier to wrap it around. So then I took my tear and tape and I'm going to put one here on the edge, and that's going to be the one I stick down, or the one, either way, we're gonna need one on each end, and we're gonna need one in the middle. The reason I put one in the middle was the first time I did this, I tried this, I didn't have one in the middle and it seemed to slide all over, and I didn't want that. I wanted it to stay in place. So what I did was I went ahead and stuck one in the middle, and it really held it in place perfect like I wanted it. It wasn't going all over. So this pattern can go anyway, so it doesn't matter. Now this pattern that I used, your peaches are all going in one direction. So you need to be careful about that when you cut your paper, that you're cutting it in the right direction. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with this one first. Whoops, you know what? I'm not seeing your comments. I need to click this. There we go. Hi, Pam. Oh, Pam, can you send me your address? Because you were one of the winners from Saturday's catalog kickoff. If you send me your address, I will send you your prize. Hi, Karen. Happy hump day. Thanks, you too. Okay, so what I did for mine, you're gonna see there's a really thin line right here. I'm going to go ahead and that's where I'm going to start it. And thank you, Pam, for sharing. I really appreciate that. And I kind of stuck it in the middle between these two. And now I'm just gonna take it and I'm wrapping it around. And with that line there too, if you put it on that line, unlike I just did it on crooked, come on. And that's one thing too, it lifted off for me. This piece isn't, but when I did it the first time, it did. Okay, so I'm gonna go around. Now I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm not doing the end piece yet. I'm gonna take off the backing of this piece. So I'm gonna just keep going around. And I'm trying to keep it as straight as I can. Okay, so here's my sticky piece. Now this one doesn't pull off as easy as the other paper did. This one's sticking harder to the paper. Not so much this, but the paper. Okay, there we go. And so I got it nice and tight, and then I can press that because I already got it on there. Now I'm going to take off this one. And the reason I waited was I did not want this to stick before I put it down where I wanted it to go. So keep going around. And I don't think this is going to wrap perfectly because I had it crooked when I started it. Oh, I got it straight. Yay! Pretty much, not perfect, but close. We will take it. And then I wrapped it around. And there you go. And that's how easy it is to wrap around here. Hi, Penny. Thank you for joining. That's how easy that is. And then I will show you how I did the peach. But this is the fun part, is how to put the paper on. Excuse me. The first thing you need to do before you start anything with your paper is you're going to take and you're going to wrap right on the edge, top edge here. You're going to take tear and tape and go all the way around it. Now you're not going to peel it off yet. You just want to get it on there and press it down so it's tight. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be covering it up. And then I just rip it. That's what's nice about the tear and tape. You can just rip it. And so I'm just going to press that down real well. Okay, then this is the fun part. You're going to put one on here and you're putting it on the top of your jar. And you'll understand why I'm doing that in just a second. Okay, so here's the paper and I want it to go on this. I want this one to be on my top. So on the bottom, again, I'm going to take this and I am going to, again, I'm trying to stretch this a little bit because I want to loosen those fibers. So I'm just going around, and then I went from the center to the end, all the way around, all four sides. And again, you got to be careful because you don't want to rip your paper. Okay, now comes the fun part. All right, well, I kept looking at this and I thought, okay, how did they get it to go around it? without ripping it. And I'm thinking, okay, it's probably wet, but you don't want to saturate it because then your paper is just going to fall apart. So I'm thinking, and I'm looking at my craft supplies, what can I use? Our spritzers work perfect. So I'm going to move these so I don't get these wet. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your spritzer and you're just going to lightly spray it. That's it. Just really light, and then I smooth it around and I look and see how damp it is. It needs just a little bit. There we go. Plenty. That's all we need for right now. So it is damp. It's not wet. It's damp. So I'm going to take this top off this. Okay, so you take that off. Flip this over, or otherwise that would become my top. And you're going to put this down so it's in the center. I hope you don't see my head in here. Okay, so we're going to put this down like this and push it down. So now this is adhered very well. So now you're going to go in and you're going to just peel off, and tweezers work great for this. Peel off this. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to, and it doesn't matter where you start. I'm going to hold in the center. I'm going to go up here and down, and I'm going to go straight across, and I'm going down. Now your tear and tape is holding it in place. We're going to turn it. So now our two sides are on the side. We're going to go up again, down. We're going to come back across, down. And like I said, they don't have to be perfect. Then turn it just a little and go in and down and do that one more time on here. And then do it again on the last little section you have open. But you have these little pieces here. So it's going to look like this. This is what it looks like. See if you guys can see that. See how you still have these little pockets here? It's okay. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take them and you're going to push them down like this. And because your paper is wet, they're going to flatten. They're going to just flatten right out. And that's all I did to it. I just sat here and pushed them down. Now I tried to keep them. You can see what I'm using my nails, but you could use your fingers. And I'm trying to get this point kind of tight like this. See how I kind of squeezed it and then I pushed it down? It just makes it go down a little bit smoother. And I'm just using my hand and I'm gently pushing it down. And that's all you do. And that is how you do it. And because it's damp now, when it dries, it's going to stay down. See, these are all down. This one's up a little bit, but it's okay. And there, that is how you do the top. Isn't that adorable and so easy? Hi, Antoinette. Thank you for joining. I have to hop off, and if you will catch the replay, oh, I'm glad. Come back and check it out. I got another tip for you. So isn't that easy? And then again, I just did this peach, which I'm going to show you a tip on the peach, and I put a ribbon around it, and that's all there was to it. Now, because this ribbon will slide off, I put a glue dot on the bottom just because I wanted it to make sure it stayed in place for my demonstration on Saturday. So, but I'm going to lay this here so you can see this because I want to show you a little trick for this too. Now, I showed them on Saturday, but I figured I'm on here. Might as well show it again. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of paper here, and we got pale papaya and calypso coral. And I just took the peach stamp out. Like I said, I'm not going to, oh my goodness, all of a sudden I'm hot. I am not going to cut it out and stamp all that, but I just wanted to show you. So if you can notice the difference on here, this is where I just stamped the peaches with the pale papaya. They look beautiful. They're great. They're beautiful. But if you look, let me take this off. If you look at these, look at the shading on them. Can you see the shading on them? Look at the difference. How much prettier these are with the shading. And I'm not saying these aren't, but they're a lot prettier with this. And it's easy. And you know, I totally forgot, excuse me, about using this technique until you look in your catalog. And I was telling on Saturday, use your catalog. Use it for ideas. Use it for, you can case cards out of it. I cased a couple of the cards out of here. Look for it for tips. And if it has a tip, it's going to have this little pin here. And it said, add shading to your image by inking a stamp, then adding ink in a darker color with a sponge dauber on the edges. So that's what I'm going to show you, because that's what I did on this peach. So I'm going to stamp it here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp one plain and one with the color change. So all I'm going to do is right here is I'm going to do pale papaya. Who doesn't love that new color? And stamp it. It's pretty, right? It has the shading already. It's wonderful. Oh, you are fine, Antoinette. Not a problem. I'll answer it to anything. Just don't call me late for dinner. My mom used to say that all the time. Okay. So I inked it up again. Take your sponge dauber, and I am using Calypso Coral. And I want to go on my left side. So it's going to be on my right side now. And you're just going to take that dauber and you're going to lightly tap it. Now remember, you can always add ink. It's harder to take it off, but you can always add it. So we'll put that like that. And now I'm going to stamp it. And look how pretty. Now I went darker there, so that's a little bit darker. Let's try it again. But here's the thing. If you're going to do this, whoops. Sorry, I'm looking for my, where'd it go? Here it is. Ah, my chamois, couldn't find it. What you're going to do is you want to make sure that you clean your stamp between doing it with the two colors, because we don't want to get the Calypso Coral into our pale papaya. So I'm going to do it again. And this time, let's do it a little bit lighter, but I'm going to do it a little bit on the other side too. So I'm just going to do it real light here. I don't want to do it super dark. And I'm going to just do a little bit up here in the corner, a little bit down here. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Now that's pretty too. So I put a little bit here. I think I needed to blend it a little bit more. It's like you kind of can see my spots. So let's see, what else could we do? Let's ink it up again. And let's just do it down the, I call it crease, but it's this part right here that's white. I'm just going to do it on there and see what that looks like. Oh, that's kind of cool too. See, it's just on here. So you have so many possibilities you can do, and you can do this with any stamp. You can do it, especially, I think it would be really pretty with leaves. Let me grab, where's the stamp set? And then I forgot to show you, this is the stamp set. And the bundle comes with the dies. But I just had a thought. Let me grab, if you guys don't mind that I sit here and play for a second. I want to show you on the leaves. Let's use Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive, and let me get a new dauber here quick. Okay, we get all our daubers. Oh, I need here we go. Okay, let me clean this off so I don't forget. All right, let me grab another piece of paper. Like I said, I am doing this on the fly. I did not plan to do more, but hey, why not? Let's play. There's nothing wrong with playing. Okay, so I am using Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive. So we're going to take the Pear Pizzazz, and this is what it would look like just plain. So see, it's pretty. It's still very pretty. But we're going to take this, and I'm going to take the Old Olive, and I'm going to put it on the edge right here. And I want to put some on this edge. Let's see what that looks like. That didn't give I think I needed to go darker with the Old Olive. That didn't give it a whole lot of color. So let's try that again, and let's go darker this time. I think I need to use a bigger leaf, but this was in this stamp set. Oops, come on. I think I might need to re-ink my Oud Olive. There, that looks darker. Now watch, it'll come out real dark. Okay, let's try this one. See, it's not, the green is not showing. I wonder if my colors are too light. You know what? Let's try Mossy Meadow. I bet that will give it more of a distinction. Well, I guess it is a little bit darker on here than it is on this one. I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not. Okay, so we're going to do Pear Pizzazz. Now let's try the Mossy Meadow. Oh, there we go. I did not have a dark enough color. Okay, now let's try this. There we go. Now we can see. See how it's dark? Oh, that's really pretty, actually. See the darkness and the light right here? Oh, thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. I really like this one, but you know what? I just had a thought. I wonder what it would look like if we took, we're going to take this one and do, oh, let me grab a scrap here. Here, I got a scrap piece. Okay, we're going to take this one, but we're going to stamp it off. And then we're going to add the Mossy Meadow. See what that looks like. Ooh, that's pretty too. So many things, different things you can do. I think I really like this one up here. Now I'll show you that one again because it's my favorite and I want to do it again because it was fun to do. Okay, so I took Pear Pizzazz and then I took the Mossy Meadow and I did it around the edge and this edge. I'm actually going to put a little bit on the green on the bottom. Let's see. Wow, that is pretty. That is very pretty. So those are my tips for tonight on shading and how to put the lid on the little jar. These jars are so cute. I did see in the catalog, they have peach jam in them. Now, I tried to make peach jam, I think it was like 2 years ago. Oh my goodness, I think the peaches were so sweet that when I added the sugar to it, it was actually too sweet to eat. I was so bummed, but I make strawberry and raspberry jam all the time. So I think it would be cute. Just change your paper and use these little jars to give away as gifts. How cute would that be? And you could do this little jar and give it with a loaf of bread, some cookies. My husband and I make these cookies. We call them Newfoundland cookies. I don't know what the real name is, but you put in jam in between them. Delicious. So you could do a lot with these little jars. I even, another demonstrator took all of her embellishments. And so she has them all lined up and her embellishments are in here. So that's another cute idea. So thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was quick and fast tonight, but you guys have a great evening. And there you go. Bye-bye.